Yeah, you guys might have heard earlier this week that Lizzo was planning to quit her music career entirely because she was just so tired of the toxicity and fat shaming.
And it wasn't an April Fool's joke because it came out before April Fool's.
Yes, but obviously that was a lie. So that was a lie. She backpedaled in the most pathetic way possible. This was clearly a PR stunt. Just let's revisit though what her statement said in the beginning. She said, "I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I'm constantly up against lies being told about me for clout and views, but being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look. My character being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. I quit." Peace sign emoji. Peace. Deuces. So everyone thought this is great news. She's never coming back to the public eye. Like, we don't have to deal with this woman anymore.
This was a story, however, right? When I said before, I said this is giving Doja Cat. Well, she did do this thing back in 2022 where she basically would just get into Twitter fights with fans and then like quit music.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And she's in trouble again like 2 months ago for wearing a Sam Hyde shirt.
Lizzo is like mad that people wanted her to explain why she was trying to force her backup dancers to eat bananas out of prostitutes' vaginas. And she was like, y'all are disrespecting my name.
And she tried to have that lawsuit thrown out recently. It was not.
So that's still pending.
That's still pending.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm excited to see what happens with that.
She's like, look, if having your workers eat bananas out of the vaginas of prostitutes is wrong,
then I don't want to be
right.
And then also her choreographer was like weird about bananas. She was
also,
like,
who is she to call out fat shaming? She fat shames her own employees.
do you remember this? Her choreographer for the Big Girls. What was the show called?
It was like Lizzo's Big Girls, like with
Lizzo's
R's.
Big Girls or something.
Like with 3 R's rather than
the choreographer had this weird fixation with bananas, and she was like mimicking blowjobs on bananas and called it a party trick. So they were all just like weird about bananas. They were
Yes.
It was a lot.
Don't eat bananas around Lizzo or her people.
Lizzo just thinks she's above criticism and she doesn't need to answer for any of this. It's all lies.
This is total gaslighting.
This is the problem with identity politics. When you make your bones based on identity, you suddenly feel that you're above criticism. Look at what's going on with we were talking about the J.K. Rowling hate, like the lawsuit over, or I'm sorry, the potential arrest over hate speech and protected groups. Well, just because you're a protected group doesn't mean that you're above criticism. You're a celebrity. You're gonna be insulted. You're gonna be made fun of, and you're gonna be held to account for your allegedly shitty behavior to employees.
You could say that Lizzo felt the crushing weight of the public opinion around her. So she has now posted a video clarifying what she meant with that statement that she was quitting. She's not quitting.
She was never going to quit.
Trigger warning for what you're about to see, by the way.
Sorry about the image, guys. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it.
That's just crazy. I'm sorry. Like, we're just going to sit here and acknowledge, first of all, this I don't like what I'm looking at here.
Looks like a dick between the titties. Sorry.
No one told her this was a bad idea.
I want to make this video because I just need to clarify. When I say I quit, I mean I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not going to quit is the joy of my life, which is making music, which is connecting to people. Because I know I'm not alone. In no way, shape, or form am I the only person who is experiencing that negative voice that seems to be louder than the positive. If I can just give one person the inspiration or motivation to stand up for themselves and say they quit letting negative people win, negative comments win.
There's something so unbelievably self-absorbed about the average celebrity that does these things.
Let's hear her out.
So for the sake of helping another person, you're helping no one except for fast food companies.
I want to hear her out.
Then I've done even more than I could have hoped for. With that being said, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep being me. Once again, I just want to say
Moving
thank
forward
you.
very
The
slowly.
love that I've received
Lunging forward.
means more than you know.
Okay. So,
It's always so self-indulgent.
what did we learn?
It's always so self-indulgent to say, like, I don't do this for me. I do this so that I can inspire the peons to rise up and believe in themselves. No, you don't. You do it for yourself, and that's fine. Like, I would love for these people, like, I do it because I like being famous, and I like the adulation.
Lizzo is like, I don't have a pop music career so that I can get rich and famous. I have a pop music career so that I can convince other fat women who aren't nearly as rich or famous as me that it's okay to be fat. When actually, I feel like being rich and famous is her only
maniacal.
consolation for being fat.
Yeah. I can't take the self-absorption to act as if your job of making music is done for the good of other people. Like,
I just hate that she acts like her brand has ever been anything but her body
yes.
and how large she is. I mean, your Instagram handle is literally Lizzo be eating. Come on now. I probably just reflecting back everything that you guys said when you initially covered this, but
Well, yeah, my point was like, look, you don't get to escape the criticism when you inherently tie, divisive topics like identity politics to your brand. We don't get away from it.
like
Here.
other fat singers, like Adele or Kelly Clarkson, or just even people who've like fluctuated in their weight. I mean, even like Meghan Trainor, right? She was like trying to brand herself as plus size. I don't like that. But they never.
Did Queen Latifah ever brand herself as fat, or was she just Queen
Nope.
Latifah?
I was
No,
just
like,
thinking
there
that,
were
like
so
Aretha
many-
Franklin.
And
like,
Queen
there's been a
Latifah was
lot of-
great.
So many
Singers.
singers that are overweight that literally no one cares that they're
Right.
overweight. No one brings it up. Almost no one. Whatever. They don't make it their brand because they're relying on their talent. I just don't understand why Lizzo can't do the same, especially because she does have talent.
Because
She just came up at this perfect time and place
Yes.
for woke DEI executives to be like, ooh, this is money bags, like, and use her as an avatar for mediocrity
to be fair,
to sell
like,
to the masses.
when you go to Target now and you look at the pictures they have up in the clothing sections, it's somehow just as bad or worse in
Yeah.
a lot of respects. So
It's almost like
As Lizzo?
telling you, like, you look like this, don't you? It's like condescending almost. You want to see other fat people like you, fatty, don't you?
Well,
it's
I mean,
like that.
that's what they're
like
saying.
no, like I don't want to see that. Even if I were fat, I wouldn't want to see that. I still wouldn't want to see that.
Do you think that's true of the average uninitiated woman who doesn't pay attention to the culture war? Do they go there? Do they blubber into Target and say, "I want to see a woman who looks just like me"? Do the fat men go in there and say, "I want to see pictures up on the wall
Dude,
of guys who are
right.
fat"?
I
like me?"
still don't
change
understand
what you
it. Like
Are attracted to?
the psychology
Yeah.
of like people who are fat. I think they don't know that they're fat. I think they really don't know, or they're like in the most extreme denial that you've ever seen in your life. Because I recently watched this documentary or like a docu-series that Katie Hopkins made for TLC, I think, in the UK, where she was like known for making all of these fat phobic comments and getting everyone mad at her because she was like, I wouldn't hire a fat person because I know that they're lazier. So if I had two candidates and one of them is fat and one of them is thin, I'm going to hire a thin person. Everyone was so mad at this lady, and she decided to actually become fat on purpose. She gained like 60 pounds in 3 months on
Wow.
purpose by eating like 8,000 calories a day.
It must have been hell on her knees.
And she was like going to the doctor, and they were like doing all of the diagnostic criteria. And then she decided to lose the weight in the same 3-month period of time to show that you can lose the weight by just exercising and eating less.
Huh.
And completely like proved everyone wrong, middle fingers up to everyone who said that that's a myth, that being fat is a choice. And also did so lovingly with no hate or ill will in her heart. And I think it's just like curtains after
hero.
that. She's
Yep.
a hero.
these types of marketing will not go away now because it's too lucrative for them. She has her own activewear line or like clothing line and stuff like that. There's too many ways that they can monetize this type of thing. And America's not getting thinner, it's getting fatter.
Lizzo has her own activewear line?
She's got her own like Skims type brand, yeah.
Yeah, she does, huh? I forgot about that. Activewear to sit on your couch.
It was like Fatletics rather than Fabletics.
And watch her show.
What is Fabletics and all of those other brands, they still they still have fat models, so it's not like you're differentiating yourself. This is why people love Brandy Melville and they love American Apparel, which now is like Los Angeles Apparel, and these controversial brands that have skinny models. Because they're unapologetic.
It reminds them of the early 2000s when you looked to clothing lines and models for aspiration rather than for
validation.
Somebody to validate you and tell you that you look fine just the way you are.
And it reminds you of like living in the before times, before everyone was just clinically insane and in denial about reality, which is that, being fat, it's not healthy, but more importantly, it's not attractive.
Not willing to.
More importantly, it's not attractive. Do you hear me? More importantly, it is not attractive. Okay? Because there are plenty of thin people who are unhealthy too. My primary concern is that I don't want to look at that.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.